Okay, we're back on the laps. We've been going for about 20 minutes. I had to make some adjustments early on. The drawbar was a little tight. I had to enlarge the opening to the engine coupler, and I also put a little grease on the shoulder bolt so it would slide nice. And it seems to be resting where it should. And the rear truck needed to have another shim and a longer bolt to do its job properly. So the tender has been serviced, the engine coupling has been serviced, and everything else seems to be coming along. It's got some vibration. I'm sure that's to deal with the rods. I didn't straighten the side rods. I didn't polish them. I didn't do anything. So there's probably a little extra wear and out of round. We also know the drive gear is, one of the drive wheels is loose on the shaft, and the drive gear can get out of center. So that's another thing we have to fuss about. But what I'm worried more now than ever is just the fields. If the DC fields make it several hours pulling a load, and we're well over 3 to 3.5 amps, it's getting some heat in now. So let's see how it handles the heat, regardless of the condition of the engine and the ticket and the tender and the wheels and the oil of the axles of these cars. A lot of these cars are really old. Some of my oldest cars. At any rate, we're doing it. We're running it. It's got some slippage as it comes through the turn. You can tell when it comes out of that, it's a little faster because everybody's going straight. So when it hits this speed here, this curve here, it's going its fastest. And when it hits the other curve, it's going about the slowest. But it's hanging in. It hasn't popped off since I've done those adjustments. I do not have the rear truck. I have to go find one. But I will make that. That'll have to be a CAD change to make sure those wheels clear the bottom of the DC field housing. I know what I was doing. I lowered it in order to try to put in an ash pan, and that was an error in judgment. I should have held off, but I think we're making tracks now. So I'm going to let this cook. I'm going to set my watch timer and see how long it'll run, and just keep an eye on it. I'll check it, and it's been running a few minutes, so I'll run it I think I'll run it about another 45 minutes. That'll give us a good 2 hours of operations. Hour this morning, off and on, but this here hour will be fairly solid. Just that 1 or 2 adjustments. I do have lights on these cars, so there's another piece of the amp. So I may be misreading the amps. I may not be getting, obviously I'm not getting 3.5 for the motor if you got lights on somewhere. So we're probably under, but it seems to be spinning a lot. I don't like that, but it's okay. I've got 17 volts on the out. I can go up to 20. My controller is not made for 20. However, I've put on additional heat sinks. You can see them there. Those globs of metal on the ground planes of those chips are to take the heat and put it in the air. So they should be able to run. Just as I said it seemed to pull down, and it went up to 3.7. Now it seems to be okay again. Let me check them as it goes by. Nah, they're warm, but they're not hot. If they're not hot, I'm not worried. Alright, I'm going to let it run. I'll get back to you. It's because of that turn. That's what it is. A lot of resistance pulling those cars around. Alright, it's doing it. It's doing just fine. Yeah, it's doing just fine. Okay, later.